So hello everybody on YouTube. It's Darren here. We're going to do a little kayak review instead of motorcycle stuff. A lot of motorcycle stuff on the internet anyways. So I thought we'd do a little kayak review. It's my hometown of Des Moines, Washington. We're in a little cove called Redondo. It's where I grew up. Fishing and on the water. This is the Puget Sound. Lots of birds. Used to be a lot more fish, but not so much anymore. Nice bird action there going. So I had to leave my Good Life jacket at home. It's back in Portland. And this is the Excursion by NC Kayaks. It's a 15-foot boat, almost 16 feet. And it's just a little cove boat. It does a little good surfing. It has potential to go over there to the islands, but it doesn't have a rudder. And NC, the kayak was designed by a guy from Boeing, an ex-engineer from Boeing, and he's made it so that the bow is wider and then the stern. So the stern actually tracks you nice and straight. So you can see that I'm not making a ton of corrections and the boat tends to float fairly straight. So, you know, again, it's fiberglass. This is the Excursion LT, 15.8 feet long. It weighs about 39 pounds. So my biggest problem was with the rotomold boats. They were so heavy, and I kayak a lot by myself. And last year I took this boat on its first big tour. We went to Blake Island, which is way out there right across from Seattle. Beautiful island. And that was my first big excursion with the boat. And you can get like a sleeping bag, you can get your stove, a tent easily, like a two-person tent or a one-man tent in here pretty easily. And you know, it's not bad for that. The only problem I had was when we went to Blake Island, I went by myself and there was no water on the island. You couldn't burn a campfire, and the only water was what you brought with you, or you had to go on the other side of the island and get it out of a faucet. So that was the only the only bad thing. But you can see it's a nice little bay boat. It's a little twitchy. I wouldn't suggest a new kayaker to own this boat. I would say you need to get, you know, a couple hundred hours under your belt before you get out in this boat. When my friends come to town from California and stuff, I usually put them in a rotomold boat. You know, this is a little twitchy, and you can see that she just wants to twitch around a little bit in the front. It can be a little unnerving, and if you don't have your balance correct, you could turn her, and that's not a good situation. Because I'm not geared up for that today, so we won't be doing any Eskimo rolling, okay? Front side, back side, whatever. We are not doing that. But nice little area to come boating in. Starting to see a little more kayaking going on in the bay. Although I'm always shocked that I see all these boats around, like on the beach and stuff. You can see all the kayaks, and nobody's out here. And it's so easy to get out here and just, you know, tool around. And that's what I'm doing today, is just tooling around. You can see it's a nice bow design, you know, cuts through the water really nicely. They're a little expensive. They're about $2,500 to have them shipped for this boat. And I noticed there's a little bit of blistering on the bottom in the gel coat, but not much. I mean, there's just like a couple little bubbles. I can live with it. And again, the next boat I'm going to get is the bigger overnighter. It's called the overnighter. And then they have an offshore pro that's 19 feet. But I think 17 is about where I want to, you know, draw the line. For me anyways. So, just a nice day out here. I'm a little cramped in the cockpit. I'm 6'2", and I'm about 205 pounds. And give or take the day. In the morning I'm a little bit less than at night. So you can see that my knees, my feet, I can go forward a little bit further if I wanted to, but then my knees aren't up here you can see up in here in the bulkhead, you can see where they're tapping right here and right here. So not too bad. You can get her going pretty good easily. You know, you're probably going to go about 5 to 7. That's about it right there. I'm gonna go out and around these boats. I don't like to go in between them just because of their gear. And then the fishermen, you just stay the hell away from them. They're idiots. But you know, it'd make a good little surf boat. You can see it's kind of got some rollers out here. But I think the reason why people don't kayak is because they're scared of the sneaker wave, or the devil the hand may reach up from the deep and grab them, which it could happen. But you know, if you got a good life jacket on, you know, you can eject fairly easily out of this boat. And this boat's actually bulkhead, so the bulkhead's up where the white stripe is, and then there's another bulkhead in the back. So she's probably not gonna sink, and a recovery is pretty easily. I say probably not, because if you're out in some big stuff, some big stupid stuff, you're gonna sink this boat. You're gonna hurt yourself, and that's not what this boat was designed to do, is big heavy stupid stuff. So, you know, keep it close to shore and you'll be fine. But yeah, just this is a Saturday morning on the water. Everybody's still in bed, or they're out fishing. You can see them out here. We must have had some king sighting, or some type of sea bass sighting, to get these guys out here like they are. I'll move around a little bit. Yeah, this is a 15-foot, like I said, 15-foot Excursion, almost 16 feet, by NC Kayak. They're out of Tacoma, Washington. Very light. This is the LT. I know I'm probably going over the specs a little bit too much, but let's just cruise a bit, and you can kind of get the feeling, okay, of what it's like to be on a kayak early in the morning in Des Moines, Washington. Floating along. Yeah, I got the wrong life jacket for this, but it's the best I could do from West Marine in short notice. My good jacket is at home, my Astar. So I call it Astar. And that's the pullover long. It's got long, and then it just, you know, wide around the midriff. And that's really what you need for kayaking. These flotation vests, not too great for that. So let's see if we can get her up to speed here a little bit more. correct a little bit, but for the most part, nice and straight, good speed. Going around the boats, a bit closer to shore. I'll pull it in just a little bit on the paddle. I would say get yourself a good adjustable paddle. Besides the boat, the paddle, my Seahawk paddle, you can see it's got the Seahawk chartreuse and blue, sporting the colors. Everybody around here does. But get yourself a good paddle. It's probably, besides your flotation vest, it's probably the most expensive thing you're going to spend the rest of your money on after you buy your boat. And get yourself a good boat. I had a Necky before this, and that was a great little boat. But because I kayak a lot by myself, and I'm loading this thing on and off by myself, it was important to get a boat that I could lift fairly easily by myself. And that's where this came in. So let's show you, I'm going to show you two things today if my camera hangs in there. I was going to show you